Hey, good afternoon. It's a Tuesday afternoon. I think it's in August. I think it's like August 6th or something, but I wanted to just talk to you about a couple of little things that I did this year that I probably shouldn't have done. And I'm going to try and beat that storm that's right over here. I know right here it looks like just beautiful blue sky, but right over there it's dark and I can hear it thundering. But I wanted to show you something that I really did wrong. And I guess I'll be able to live with it this year, but maybe I just learned a lesson. So hold on just 1 second and I'll get that video to you. So I want you to look at this. Look at these beautiful straight 8 cucumber plants. They're just really going well. And I think this morning I went out and that's what I picked today. But I think I've started picking cucumbers off here. But look what it's doing. I also, in this bed, I put peppers in the front part of it. And it works pretty good if they're on, if they're right in the front. But I keep having to push these back because look at that. They're just trying to overtake. And I know that when I did it, just a minute, I got to kill it, grasshopper. Didn't get him. Anyway, sorry. I'm just so sick of grasshoppers, I can't stand it. But, anyway, so you'll see that some of them are doing just pretty good. Not terribly great, but pretty good. But these right here just keep coming in. And so if they're on the side, I've been dragging them over to the edge. And yet that's not really what I want them to do. I want them to grow up this vine. But I guess that's kind of what my problem is right now with the cucumbers. But let me show you what else is going on in the garden. All right, I know that here a few months ago I said I was never going to plant another heirloom tomato, but look at what's going on with these heirlooms. They are just doing great, even though I can't really see a lot of, there are blossoms on them. You can see those right there. I don't see a lot of fruit. Let me see if I can see the sticker to tell you which ones these are. These are the mortgage lifters. And they are so pretty, and I think we're going to get some tomatoes. I hope they start soon, because if they don't, I'm going to be having to put tarps over the top of them, everything to keep them growing once it gets a little cold. Now over here, I've got some more squash plants, and I probably should come out here and do a little bit of fertilizing them, I guess. But anyway, right there are the poor little cucumber plant, or not cucumber, cantaloupe plants. They're just struggling. I don't know, I guess they're growing okay, but I don't think we're going to get any cucumbers on them. It's just kind of too late in the season. I guess they're trying. Get off that. They just want to grow, and I didn't get the trellis up where I needed to, but I don't think we're going to have any cucumbers. But this is a kind of a neat thing right here. I've never had yellow zucchini. And I know you guys think, oh, that's just yellow summer squash, but it's not. It's actually a zucchini that will be yellow in color. So I'm kind of excited to see those, see what they taste like. Well, that one didn't get fertilized, did it? Okay. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing. So over here, those are my poblano pepper plants. And these are just some more California Wonder green plants, green pepper plants. They're doing pretty good. I haven't seen any fruit on them yet. These are just our regular tomatoes. And I have picked a couple of tomatoes, and you can see there's a couple right there that are starting to come on. Not a whole lot of them have I seen. And I hope we just have a lot of tomatoes, because I'm getting a little discouraged. But they're doing okay. They're growing. Right here, I threw the cucumbers down in here. Let me see what these are. These are, some more California Wonder bell peppers. Now, the thing that's a little bit of a problem with these, they get full sun until about this time of the day, and then they're in the shade, and then they'll get full sun again about, about 4 o'clock, I guess. So their plants are kind of small, but they are putting on fruit. These are my yellow peppers, and see, they're doing much better than any of the others. But, oh, look at that. I've got some really big, long, sweet banana peppers. But so, oh my gosh, there's a whole bunch even. Look at that. So these are just green bells. Oh, no. These are jalapeno peppers. And they're starting to put fruit on. Those are bell peppers over there. And you can see by the little spaces in there, I've had a struggle with some of them, but they're starting to put on fruit as well. These right here are a yellow squash, and we've picked a couple of yellow squash off of them. Yellow summer squash, and then we've got some winter squash that are growing up there and putting on fruit. And these are the same thing. The ones along the grow line, they're going to be some winter squash, and they're putting on fruit right now. Oh, that's not. I was going to say I'm going to pick that kill that grasshopper, but he wasn't a grasshopper. So anyway, I have got some of this yellow squash off here, and then we've got more tomatoes over here. Oh, this is what I love. I love the flowers. They haven't put on fruit yet. You guys, I'm really worried that I might not have any tomatoes for the last season. I guess there's one. There's one little one right there that's about ready. I've got cauliflower growing. This is the kohlrabi. We've got watermelon back there that isn't doing very good. The carrots are starting to come up, which makes Kaylee really happy. We've got beets over there. I've got a lot of onions. If you can see that, I got a lot of onions growing. And then over there in the yellow containers, I've got some more heirlooms, and those are Cherokee purples. And I think I saw some fruit on them starting this morning when I came out and watered them. So there you've got it. The garden is growing a little bit. It's not growing as fast as I want it to grow, but that is kind of par for the course when you don't get it in as soon as I did. I didn't go over by the cabbage. The cabbage are growing really well. I'm putting on heads. I think I didn't show you some of these other peppers. I've got some big gem hot peppers that are growing, and I've also got some honeydew melon that is trying to put on fruit. Also, we planted some yellow cucumbers, little orange ones, lemon cucumbers, and I've got lots and lots of blossoms on it, but I don't have any fruit yet. I know if you noticed, I just looked at that one video, and when I was over there on the far side of the garden talking about the yellow zucchini, yes, those are cantaloupe. No, they're not putting on very many very fast, and maybe we won't have any cantaloupe. I guess I just kept saying cucumbers. How ridiculous. But I decided to come in the canning shed because it is starting to rain, but not enough. I need to really, really rain. But one of the things I wanted to tell you is that as soon as this garden starts producing, which I'm sure it will, if we have some more good warm days and some nice wet rain in the afternoon, then it'll do good. And usually my gardening season is going to last until probably the first week in October, and if we have a late fall, then it'll be the first week in November. And I have been known to go out there and put tarps over the top of them to go ahead and let the tomatoes ripen, even though it gets a little bit chilly and we have frost at night. But when we start bringing in the fruit, I'm going to be showing you some of the things that we do in the canning shed. I've told you in the past that we use the things that we grow out there for soups and sauces that we make, but we also freeze dry things, and I've been freeze drying a lot of herbs. And you know, you guys, there's just nothing like a homegrown herb, whether you just put it in your fridge and use it fresh, or come out there and chop it right off the plant to use fresh, or if you dehydrate it, or if you freeze dry it. Man, if you freeze dry it, it's just like it's better than coming from the store. It has so much flavor. But we'll show you how we freeze dry some things as well. This is a busy time of the year, and I'm going to get a little bit busier. My work's getting busier, but I don't know. I just love this time of year. I love the fact that we're picking cucumbers. I'm going to go in, and I did pick that one little red tomato, and I'm going to go cut that red tomato up and slice up these cucumbers, and I'm going to have some ranch dressing or some cottage cheese on them. I'm not sure which one, but that's what I'm going to have for my lunch. I wanted to tell you a little story, and it's a sad story. One morning when I got up and I was coming out to water the garden, and I walked from my kitchen into my living room, and the floor was wet. Why was the floor wet? The carpet was wet. And I thought, ugh, I'll bet my dog has peed on the floor. But I was really in a hurry because I needed to get the water on the garden before I went to work. And so I just ran back out and thought I'll come back and clean it up in just a minute. So I did that. I came out and put the water on the garden, and I went back in, and then I went to work, and I didn't even think about it. Oh no, that wasn't right. It was on a Saturday morning. And so I went back in there, and for some reason I didn't start cleaning it up really fast. But then I went ahead and I cleaned it up. But it was water. It wasn't my dog having accidents. And so I kind of didn't think anything of it. And then I came out to the canning shed. Well, not the canning shed. I came out to my gardening shed, and I got my trimmer to trim back some bushes, and I found that the battery was dead. So I took the battery off, and I went back in the house, went down in the basement to go into my husband's shop to charge the battery, and as I opened the door, I could hear water. Yes, water. And there was just water running down from the ceiling, and all of the drywall had buckled, and the paint, you know how it makes big paint bladders before it bursts. Well, it was past that because they'd all burst, and the water was just running down on top of my husband's router table. He would be so unhappy. But anyway, we got the water turned off with the help of my daughter and my son-in-law, and they took down some of the drywall because it had buckled, and so they just removed it a little bit more, and they couldn't even see where the water leak was. So I went in and I called my insurance company and I filed a claim, and then they told me that they had some vendors that are their preferred providers, and so give them a call. So I called over to Basin Flood and Fire in Vernal, Utah, and they came over and they started cleaning up my mess. Well, what it ended up being is that the water supply that came from the water lines in my floor had broken, but a little bit higher, and it's the water that goes to the fridge. And so they got that fixed. I was without water for 3 days, and they got that fixed. And then they started, that Saturday they put big fans. They started pulling stuff back. They started drilling holes in my walls because they had this really high moisture content in them. And so for the next 10 days, I think, they were over here back and forth, and they ended up pulling up at least about half the tile in my kitchen. I'm peeling back the carpet so they could get the carpet dry and under the carpet dry, and they took out the carpet pad. And needless to say, I am still in such a mess. And we haven't heard from the insurance back yet on what they're going to cover. And we also have not, I think I'm going to be on their schedule for restoration probably next week or the week after. I'm not sure which one. But guys, I'm so grateful that I have the insurance. And I'm so grateful that there's wonderful people that live or work in these restoration companies. And I'm not the saddest story they've heard, I'm sure. But it was just when I went downstairs and I saw that water was coming through the roof, I just started to cry. And then I sat down and I thought, what am I going to do? But needless to say, that was only for a minute, I guess. And I did have help. I did have my daughter and my son-in-law that came to my rescue for a little bit. Just every time one more thing happens, like I go out there and the pepper plants aren't growing, and it's just a catastrophe. And I know that it's not a catastrophe. It's just that when you put one little thing on top of another little thing on top of another little thing, it becomes a great big huge thing. And I just, every day I just hope that nothing else happens. And I can't say that very loud, knock on wood, because I really, I don't know what I do if one more big, huge problem happened, but I'm thankful. I'm thankful for my home that might not have carpets on it right now in areas or tile in it, but that it is a roof over my head if it does start to rain, and it's cool in the summer and it's warm in the winter. And I'm thankful that I have a beautiful garden, that I have the area that I'm able to do that, because a lot of people don't. And I'm grateful that I have the knowledge that I can grow that garden. Most importantly, I'm so grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my mom and for my kids and for my in-laws, for my husband's mom. She's so special to me. And I'm thankful for the girls that my boys married and the boy that my girl married, because they are wonderful, wonderful people. I'm grateful for my grandkids. And yes, I'm grateful for my great-grandkids. And yes, I am a great-grandma. I have one little great-granddaughter, Boston, and I'm going to have a great-grandson here in a few months. Well, not a few, in February. So those are all those things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for my Heavenly Father, and I'm grateful for the atonement of Christ. And I'm grateful for the knowledge I have that this life is not the end. So those are all the things I'm grateful for today. And right now I'm grateful for these 2 cucumbers and this little tiny tomato, new name. For this little tiny tomato, I'm going to go in and I'm going to make me some lunch. And I hope, you guys, that you are having a good summer. I hope that you find things to be grateful for every single day. I like you guys. I appreciate you guys. And let's keep growing. Are you guys, please, are you still getting your hands dirty? Because I know that if you go out in your garden, you can find at least one weed. And if you pull that weed and you pull it by the roots, you're going to get your hands dirty. So keep smiling, and I hope the flies don't get you. And we'll talk to you soon.